Alright, so today I want to show you how you can detect malicious Office documents that disguise under different extensions like Excel sheets, Word documents, and etc. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how to detect and find the maliciousness of any Office file without the need for antivirus. Okay, and these times and recently, there are so much bad guys that use Office documents to embed malicious file or to embed malicious executables in order to attack other users. So unfortunately, the file is not with me right now, but luckily for us, I always take screenshots for my work. So in order to explain this video to you, I will explain this video using the screenshots that I took during the during working on this file. Okay, so the objective of this is to show you how you can detect and find out if an Office file is malicious or not. So basically, guys, I had that file, Excel file, as you can see in my screenshot here. It's all in KGE XLS, so it's an Excel file, apparently an Excel file, and suppose that you have received this file from your coworker or from an unknown source on the internet, and you want to know what is inside this file. So basically this file, at the end of the video, you will see that this file is determined to be malicious, but since its extension is XLS, you initially may not be able to find or to know that this file is malicious, and you're gonna go ahead and open the file. Okay, so the first step in determining whether an Office file is malicious or not is to run strings against the file. Okay, so here in my command line I run strings and I determine the path of the file, which is on my desktop. Okay, and after running the strings on my file, I directed the output to a text file in order to see the strings using a notepad. So in the next screenshot here, I had a file which is olim_out.txt, which had the strings inside the Excel file. So here I used PowerShell instead of Notepad in order to read the contents of the olim_out.txt file, which contains the strings in the Office file or the suspected Office file. So using PowerShell, you can write get contents, okay, which is a command in PowerShell in order to retrieve the contents of a file or text file, and you type the file name and pipe to more in order to navigate and browse through the file using the spacebar. And as you can see, these are some of the strings in the file that I took photo of. As you can see, it's not obvious if the file is malicious or not. So the next step is I used a command line tool called Office Malware Scanner. Okay, so this command line tool, I will put the download link of this tool in the video description after I finish, but I'm gonna show you now how this little tool found out that this file is malicious. So I went ahead and typed Office Malware Scanner, and I typed the path of the file or the Excel file that I want to scan, and here the results. And as you can see in the yellow line over here, you can see that the file is determined to be malicious. Okay, so if you are curious, if you are an end user, okay, or a regular employee, and want to know, and you don't bother why the Office Malware Scanners deemed that the Excel file is malicious, then you can go ahead and close the scan and relieve your head. But if you are an IT engineer or you are responsible for your company's IT resources or the security of your company, then, or if you are a malware analyst, then you need to know why this file is determined to be malicious. Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you why this file is considered malicious. Okay, so here, as you can see, a decryption loop detected at offset E45. Okay, so if you work in reverse engineering or if you know a bit of assembly code, you know that some malware authors use decryption loops inside their code in order to obfuscate and make it harder for forensic analysts and reverse engineers to detect the maliciousness and the malignance of the file. So the decryption loop is one sign that this file is malicious. Okay. Another routine, and basically a decryption loop here is used, and the command for the encryption loop is loop. Okay, so if you are analyzing a malicious file or a regular file and you see the command loop, and as you can see there is ununderstandable characters, then this is kind of the decryption loop, and it should make you malicious about it, should make you suspicious about the file. Okay. The other thing is the use of XOR. So the use of XOR over here to zeroing out the ECX register, as you can see here, and then making jump to the address. I don't have the address over here, but as you can see, we have XOR, we have jump, and then call. And in reverse engineering, this behavior is linked and associated with malicious files. So we have decryption loop, and we have XOR commands, and we have jump followed by call. So basically, malwares do kind of jump to a specified address, which is over here, to call the malicious code and then pop off the last byte of the stack. That's why this file is determined to be malicious, basically. Alright, okay. So here, okay, in this screenshot here, I scanned the file that was embedded inside the Office file. Okay, so since the Excel file is malicious, it has an embedded OLE signature. Okay, this file or the Office file also has embedded OLE signature or embedded file. And if you are using Office Malware Scanner, the embedded OLE signature or file will be dumped out to the current working directory. And the file that has been dumped by the Office Malware Scanner, and it is the embedded file, is only package embedded OLE.binary. Okay, so this embedded file was the main factor why Office Malware Scanner determined that the Excel file is malicious. Okay, so here, out of curiosity, I wanted to know what this embedded OLE file do, or what's its function, what's its intent. So I run Office Malware Scanner on the file again with the option scan, and as you can see, strange enough, that the embedded file is not malicious. Okay, so how could you imagine that you have an Office file or Excel file that has an embedded OLE file, and the OLE file is not malicious, but the Excel file is malicious? So something strange going on. So this file OLE file might be encrypted. The binary file might be encrypted. That's why the Office Malware Scanner cannot determine its behavior. So there is an extension on Office Malware Scanner called Scan Brute, which can determine if the file is encrypted or packed, and decrypted as well. So here is the output of the encrypted file, which is all in package. So if I use the Office Malware Scanner, okay, and I specified the Excel file with the option scan brute, it will look for any encrypted strings or any encrypted files embedded in the Excel file. Okay, so the output is over here. As you can see, we have kind of executable file, portable executable file. Okay, so here's the thing: the Excel file has an embedded OLE file which is encrypted. Okay, and by decrypting the binary file or the embedded OLE file, we found out that it's actually portable executable file. And that's why basically the Office file has been determined to be malicious, because normally the Office files are not embedded with other files, let alone be encrypted. So as I said to you guys, I'm gonna put the link, download link of the Office malware scanner in the video description, so you can download it and scan your files. Maybe you will catch up something. Okay, that's it. Thank you and see you in the next video.